Welcome to the Crawcast. I'm your host, George Krawczak, and these are my predictions for Survivor Series War Games 2025. I'll be going through every single match and telling my predictions and potential storyline implications. And if you like this type of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. Now let's get started. The first match is Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee versus Nia Jax, Lash Legend, and the Kabuki Warriors Asuka and Kairi Sane and Becky Lynch. I think the face team of Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee will win. So I first want to start this off by saying, this might be a really hot take, but I'm not a huge fan of the War Games match, just because number one, I hate how the match is set up the same, where the heels always get the advantage, because it makes sense, because you want to root for a babyface overcoming the odds instead of the heel, if two babyfaces were beating up on the heel, you kind of feel bad for the heel. So all the matches are structured the same, and then I hate the fact that basically the first, let's just say it's a 45-minute match, the first, 35 minutes don't matter whatsoever. You can literally skip and fast forward the first 35 minutes because there's going to be no pinfalls and no submissions. I wish it was kind of an elimination thing because, for example, Elimination Chamber, that's kind of what this is a little bit compared to. At least with that, you can have an elimination anytime. With, I think, 2010, it was Jeff Hardy eliminated Edge first, and so, like I said, that's how I just don't like about this match, is that again, the first 35 minutes of the 45-minute match doesn't matter at all whatsoever, and it's all structured the same if the heel's getting the advantage. So I am picking the faces because couple of things. Number one, this is a little bit of a spoiler for later on in the video, but I think the men's heel team will win, so I think you have to balance out with a face team and a heel team winning. And then I think this will also set up for eventual AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch match. I see AJ Lee tapping out Becky Lynch, and it does kind of a good idea to have this match with AJ Lee because it kind of protects her. I guarantee you AJ Lee is going to be the last person that enters this War Games match. And that's because she didn't really look very good in the mixed tag match. And this is kind of my concern. I kind of compare her to Nikki Bella. If you look at Nikki Bella was hired to be a model. She then transitioned into a wrestler and was a very, very good wrestler for a model. Now that the women are hired as actual wrestlers and not as models, Nikki Bella is kind of like a step below everyone else. And that's how I think is similar to AJ Lee, where AJ Lee was very good at being a wrestler when the divas are expected to be models. But now that they're expected to be wrestlers, she just feels like a notch below everyone else. And again, it was just her first match back, so maybe she'll clean some of that stuff up and make it a little bit maybe she'll make it a little bit better. And so that is the hope, and it'll lead to a one-on-one match for Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee. I think it's smart that they got the title off her, because if it seems like she's going to be extremely part-time, because it seemed like to me when she returned, it sounded like she's going to be on a more full-time schedule, kind of like Punk, where Punk's on a full-time schedule. But no, if AJ Lee's going to be like the Brock Lesnar, where she only appears every 3 to 4 months, no need to put the title on her. It doesn't make sense. And so I'm very curious on what we see with a one-on-one match with her. And then also, maybe you can potentially see Charlotte and Alexa try to go for the Kabuki Warriors tag titles. Maybe not, but overall, just nice return for AJ, nice return for Rhea. I think the faces are going to win, because also the heels, it feels like they don't really get anything out of this. The only person I can see getting a benefit out of this is Lash Legend, but she seems just too new that they're not really going to push her as a single star. So overall, I think the face team will win this match. The next match is John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship, and I think Dominic Mysterio will win. So you have John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio. I am picking Dominic Mysterio to win this because I do have to say this is something that kind of really bothered me about John Cena winning the Intercontinental Championship, is that it didn't really feel earned. It just felt like, oh, he hasn't done this in his career, so let's just throw it on him. And I think that's precisely it, where, again, I think it's kind of stupid him only having a 2-week reign, but that's just what they're going to do, where the plan is never to take it off Dom. It was basically, like I said, just, oh, Cena's retiring, so might as well just give him an accomplishment he's never had. And like I said, that just feels kind of like icky to me, where it's like, okay, it's not really a story. He didn't really earn it. It just got thrown onto him because he's about to retire. And I don't like that. I can see potentially Gunther, if he's John Cena's final opponent. I'm going to make a video on that, or release a video on that shortly on who should be John Cena's final opponent. I can see potentially Gunther being there, like take it off him, because Gunther's not going to be in the world title picture anytime soon, because you have like Punk and, well, Seth's not anytime soon because he's like going to be gone for like 6 months. But you have Punk and Roman and Brock and Braun Breaker. So again, there's a small chance I can see Gunther taking it off him in his final match, but I think that's just very unlikely. I think they'll just go back to Dom, pretend this reign never existed, and just be like, yeah, he's a Grand Slam champion, because that's something he's never accomplished before. Which, like I said, I don't like it because it doesn't feel earned, but overall, I think they'll just go back to Dom. The next match is Stephanie Vakir versus Nikki Bella for the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship, and I think Stephanie Vakir will retain. Honestly, this one's just the easiest one. It makes no sense to end Stephanie's reign. It basically just started. She's doing really good work. Nikki Bella, part-timer. She's I'm expecting her to go back to the tag division with Brie and potentially win the tag titles before she retires, because she says it's her final run. But yeah, no, it makes no sense to take the belt off Stephanie. Stephanie will retain, and should be a fine match maybe. And the main event is CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and Roman Reigns versus The Vision, which is Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. And I think the heel team will win this match. The team made up of Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. So I think there's a couple of ways to handle this. So I am picking the heel team to win this one. That's why I picked the face team to win the women's one. And I think Jey Uso is going to turn heel on the face team and win the match for the heels. Yeah, they continuously keep teasing that Jey Uso will turn heel, so I think that's how it's going to end. Is Roman looks like he might have the match won. He's going to super kick Jey Uso is going to super kick Roman and be the next heel, because that's something you have to think about. Where look, the WWE is kind of missing top heels right now, in the sense that, look at this heel team. Logan Paul, he's going to leave after the match. Brock Lesnar, he's going to leave after the match. Roman Reigns, he's going to leave after the match. So for the Vision, you'll only have Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. And if they want to add the third man, it can't be Logan Paul, because Logan Paul's a part-timer and he's going to leave. Again, and Brock Lesnar, he's a part-timer and he's going to leave. So if they want to add a third man back into this group, I think Jey Uso kind of fits perfectly. But my only issue is anybody interested in seeing another Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso match? Personally, I'm not. But it makes sense to me. Another way I can see this is like if either a move goes wrong or something happens and Brock Lesnar just goes full like berserk. He absolutely loses it. Like maybe Braun Breaker accidentally spears him, and then he just like F5s everyone and wins that for the faces. I can see that potentially happening, just because it seems like they want to do Braun Breaker versus Brock Lesnar at some point, and that potentially could be a WrestleMania match. So maybe that's what happens. I just see this Jey Uso heel turn coming, because look at this, like CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, nothing's happening with them. The Uso, like Jimmy Uso's a mid-carder, so nothing's really happening with him. Roman Reigns, it's hard to build a storyline for him, because we're not going to see him next until around the Rumble time, which is in February, so it's going to be like at least 2 months. Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker should be in the title picture, but unfortunately he's not. I do not know why. He should have been the one I truly believe he should have been the one to win it after Seth Rollins got injured, because in storyline purposes, he is the one that injured Seth and forced Seth to vacate the title. He was even wearing the title, and now all of a sudden he just doesn't want it anymore. That makes no sense to me why Braun Breaker doesn't want it. And then, like I said, Logan Paul's leaving, Brock Lesnar's leaving. Drew McIntyre, he deserves so much. He was such a great wrestler this year, but he's already lost to Cody a couple of times, so I don't see him kind of taking the belt anytime soon. So it just makes sense to me that we're going to see a Jey Uso heel turn. And then I also wondered, like, could we potentially see a Chris Jericho return? But I find that hard to believe because I feel like if Chris Jericho was returning, he'd be in the Cena's final tournament. And, like, are they just going to ignore the results of that huge tournament for Jericho? And then also, it is unfortunate to me that the elimination 5-on-5 match is not going to be on this era. It's Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn, actually 4-on-4. Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn, and Motor City Machine Guns versus the Bloodline. Solo Sikoa, Tolatanga, Tamalonga, and Tangaloa. That match unfortunately is not going to be on this card, which I think is terrible because I like the traditional Survivor Series. Motor City Machine Guns have kicked it or knocked it out of the park on their 2 pay-per-view matches, and I do have to say, Alex Shelley, both amazing wrestler and nicest guy in the world. I've met him a few times in real life, nicest guy in the world. So the Motor City Machine Guns deserve the spot, but overall, those are my predictions. I think the team of Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar will win. It kind of sucks that it feels like there's no stakes on the line, and overall, neither of these matches really matter, especially since, like I said, Roman Reigns, Logan Paul, and Brock Lesnar are all going away after this. So let me know your thoughts and comments below. Who do you think will win? Who do you think will lose? What do you think is going to happen next? And if you like this type of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button like it owes you money, and I'll see you on the next one.